Good morning and welcome to the department of Cher in central France. This is part of the region of Centre-Val de Loire, the centre of Loire Valley, if you really want to, the kind of loose translation. If I look tired, it's because I am, and I haven't had breakfast yet. I literally woke up at 5:30 and I just thought, I should have been up 45 minutes ago. So I've kind of raced actually to where I am. Where am I? It's a place called Mayen-sur-Yèvre. Now, I've got here just in the nick of time as the sun was coming up. Actually, the sun is just about to clear. It looks like a bank of cloud. It's just going to clear hopefully very, very soon in the next 5-10 minutes. And hopefully I can get some nice side lighting on this old castle. I think it's Charles VII castle. Beautiful old ruined castle here. Now, when you're going down actually south from Paris, going down to, I think it's Clermont-Ferrand, you will pass this place. You will see it on the signs. I've seen it many, many times. I've been here once before, but never at this time of day. But I thought, you know what, let's get here, let's show you some more kind of interesting and fun stuff to do. What's coming up today? Well, I'd say there's more churches as per normal, and another ruined castle, which I was going to bring my gimbal. I forgot to bring my gimbal. I need to bring that next time. But anyway, here you go, Mayen-sur-Yèvre with a 24mm tilt shift, shifted up at portrait orientation. Let's get the side lights just about to happen. Let's get breakfast somewhere. So I've had a bit of bad luck this morning, let's say, because I wanted to go to a place, a chapel actually I found in the middle of a forest. Now obviously being in the middle of a forest, it means it could be interesting getting there. It was interesting trying to go down the track. A lot of the times in France you can actually go down these forest tracks in your car, no problem, but this one it was just too muddy and there was too much of a risk of getting stuck, so you really need a 4x4. Now I've come somewhere else. I'd actually gone somewhere else before here. That didn't work either, just because the research I did to it, it looked interesting, but it wasn't interesting enough. This church on a place called Dun-sur-Oron. Now there's this church here, it's collegial, which is an 11th century church, very, very old. I think it's near the beginning of the 10th, the 11th century this was built, and then there's 11th, 13th, and I think it was 15th and 16th century bits added onto it. So you can see it's a bit of a mixture of styles in here. And I've come here just because I thought, well, let's have a look, let's see what it's going to do. I got a shot from outside, which looks quite nice, because although the sun's not on the west front, which is always ideally what you want with the churches, it was actually nicely side lighting the church. And there's not anything really on the west front anyway to take care of. There's no tympanum. Inside it's really nice because you've got this mixture of styles. There's also some nice stained glass. I'm looking behind the camera, really beautiful stained glass window up there where there's a knight, I don't know if it's actually St. George, attacking a dragon, and it looks very beautiful, very vivid. I don't know how old the stained glass is. And then some of the capitals in here as well, they are carved, so it kind of makes me think there's a mixture between Gothic, and certainly I can see that in some of the arches that are this way, and some of the windows as well this way, and then some of these as well, they look as if they are Romanesque. So what is the entire history of this place? No idea, but it is looking really nice in here. I've got a 17mm on the front of my camera, 17mm tilt shift looking in this direction, gives it a little bit of a different angle. I've got the sort of classic shot looking down the nave, but yeah, there you go. There's not really much else to say sometimes when I'm doing a church. And if you're thinking, why do I do so many churches? Just come to central France and let yourself be absolutely bewildered by the beautiful architecture that you do find here in central France with these Romanesque and these Gothic churches. The next stop on my journey in the department of Cher is a village with a beautiful, beautiful Romanesque church. The exterior and the interior. So I've already done the interior. I'm not going to show you time and time again, for example, what it is that I might do inside a church, but just, it is beautiful inside, certainly at the far end where the ambulatory is and the choir, the Romanesque sculptures there are just stunning. Yesterday when I was researching the department is I was looking at the pictures and saw the outside and thought I have to get here because it looks really cool. It's got some flying buttresses on it, so I have to be careful as well with the way I'm kind of half stood in the road, but there's enough space for people to get around. It's the school run at the moment, so I've actually just been waiting for cars to disappear in order to get the photograph that I've got. So basically what it is on the side of the church is you've got these flying buttresses. I'm guessing at some point the church obviously needed propping up, and they put them in there. Definitely don't look as if they are from the original time of the church. But anyway, let me show you what it is that I've got, and then explain sometimes as well the intricacies of what it is you need to do in order to get a photograph like I've got right now. And there is the Église Church Saint-Blaise de la Selle. So I think the village is called La Selle, but I don't know, but I would assume so with a name like that. What are the intricacies that I've got to put up with? Well, let me show you. So first of all, what I like to do is make sure actually there's a little bit of breathing space, that I call it, between the bottom of the church and the top. So if I actually flick up the picture that I've got, you'll see there's a lot more blue sky that was there. So it's coming and going. That's just the day that it is today. I'm actually glad that I got it when I did. And there's some side light that's gone onto the church there. Now, one of the things that it might have to come out, I don't know yet, I haven't decided, is just there's a road sign and a mirror. And I'm thinking, well, you know, that could be cleaned out ideally in Photoshop. It could use the perspective tool in order to get rid of that. It is a little bit of a frustration, and I might actually be able to see my own reflection in that mirror as well. I don't know, I haven't looked. But you can see what it is that I've done here as well. There's basically the other thing, as a car goes past, the other thing to mention is just on this side here, if you were to look just off to the edge of it, probably like a couple of millimeters in the photo, there's actually a white van. So this is the other thing, is you're trying to remember, it's not what you're putting into your photograph, it's what you're taking out. I don't want a white van in there. You can hear the kids as well playing. This building here is the school, so I tried to make sure that when I took the photo there's no kids in the picture, because obviously then it's their privacy. We have privacy laws here in France, so I don't really want that interfering in any picture I've got. But you can see beautiful, beautiful church, these flying buttresses here, and as I said, inside it is a stunning, stunning Romanesque church here, and it's definitely worth coming down. And if you're in central France, coming down this way, coming and doing a little detour to come and find this place. And also I might do, I'm not sure yet, don't know if I've done quite enough pictures of this already, this church here. All along here you've got all these sculptures that are going along the roof there. So it's beautiful, it's a beautiful, beautiful church. This is why a lot of the time I'm kind of doing a lot of churches here in central France, because if, for example, it does do like it's doing now, you can see the difference between 10 minutes ago and now. Blue sky, grey sky. Is that if it does this and there's no real light, you've got these magnificent buildings to go in and photograph and see what it is that you can do. So I was having fun in there doing stuff, which is, you know, I said it's beautiful. And yeah, anyway, right, I've got another church, I think it is to do, or another two churches, a ruined castle to find. I'm not sure I can get to the castle, but I'm going to see if I can take you there and show you. Well, I found my ruined castle. I have no idea if you can actually do what it is that I'm doing, whether I should be walking up to this or not. There's no sign that says it's here. There's no sign that says it's private property. So I don't know, but I'm just going to go and have a look and see what it is that you can see. Maybe you can go in, maybe not, I don't know. But this is the thing, as I've always saying to yourselves, you know, you must do your research. So there's no signs on the road to say this place is here. I can't even remember what it's called. I think it's something like the Chateau d'Aiguemort, something like that. So yeah, well, let's see what we can do with it. Got my drone, so I might be able to get some aerials of it. The sun is coming out, but the sky's not great. Oh, I suppose it's okay in some respects, but yeah, is it somebody's house? Is there somebody living in there? I don't think so. Definitely not, but let's go check it out. Let's go and see what we've got over here, because this could be quite cool. Certainly looks big enough anyway, that's for sure. And sorry this is so shaky, I'm just trying to drop my drone there. Trying to hold that up with one arm, so I've got my tripod in one arm, which is quite heavy with the head and everything on it, but I forgot my gimbal, so if this footage looks really bad, you'll just have to forgive this little section. But anyway, let's get to that castle about 100 metres away. I had a look inside the castle. There's nothing to say that it's private property, but I guess it must be, just because somebody has done some restoration to it. When you look at the roof of the turret that's still standing, the roof looks quite new, but there's not a lot else that's going on inside, that's for sure. What anybody's tried to do to this place, I don't know, but it's sad, because like a lot of places you get in France like this, it's a beautiful castle. It was a beautiful castle. People just run out of money, so whether it's they defaulted on the mortgage or what, I don't know. But I mean, looking at the angle of the sun, this place could actually look really nice as a sunrise image, because the sun is there, and so that, I guess, is east at the moment, so actually that could look quite nice. It's also where the facade is, the facade you want actually to photograph on the castle, is basically facing eastwards, so it looks really nice. There is a village behind, or a hamlet. You can't really see the houses that are in the village there. At the moment there's obviously some crop growing here. I don't know what it is. I've been careful actually coming out here. I just went into the tractor lines to avoid stepping on the crop. But I don't know what the crop is, but it could actually look quite nice whenever this crop is up. I don't know exactly what it is. I've seen some rapeseed when I've been out and about today, but not much else. What is it? Well, I guess we'll see in a few months' time exactly what it is. Would I come back here? Actually, do you know what? I would. I think this is actually a really nice location. I think it could look really well in certain conditions, maybe even astro. I think this could look really nice with where it is. Certainly if you were that side looking back, you'd have the Milky Way. Now, for example, what is the Bortle scale for this? How dark is it? I don't know. I've got a GPS coordinate, that's something, so I could have a look later on a dark sky map, but it's looking really nice in some respects. At the moment the light's gone, which is frustrating, but let me show you the castle, because you haven't seen the castle yet, and you can make up your own minds, but I think it's a beautiful castle, and given the right conditions it would look really, really nice. And there is said castle, as I said. I think it's called the Chateau d'Aigues-Mortes or something like that. Probably not on most people's list of castles to come and bag in central France. Certainly on mine though, when you look at it. As I said, you've got this tower here, so this is actually a picture I've just taken, just because this cloud has come over, which was more interesting than the picture that I had before. So there's a little bit of form to the cloud. Remember, for me, grey days, there's form to the cloud, that's always more interesting. You can see actually, if I go into this shot here, you can see up here that somebody has restored this roof. Now you can go into this tower here, but you can only go this height. There's nothing in there, there's no staircase that's still in there. It's certainly not, for example, loved and cared for, like for example when I went to Chateau de Sarzay a couple of weeks ago in Indre, where the owner had basically spent a lifetime just making the thing look amazing from a pigsty. At the moment, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody is using that as a pigsty. It is a real shame at times what people are doing. As I said, you do get the impression that a lot of people, they will buy these castles with good intentions and try to do something with it and then run out of money. I mean, even here, for example, if I zoom in just here, this definitely looks new-ish. Somebody has replaced those stones, so I don't know how old the castle is. I'm guessing it's medieval by the look of it, the style, but I'm not sure at all. But why was it here in the middle of, I mean, it is actually in the middle of nowhere. There's not much actually around here, to be honest. Who knows why it's here, and there's no defensive moat or anything like that. But, you know, you can imagine that if given some TLC, I think that could look really nice, that castle. there is actually as well behind, you might see just here, that's a chimney. So I don't know what somebody had lit a fire in there. I don't know how long ago that fire was lit. It was either in there or there was another building that's tucked away between this chimney and then just behind this wall here. So yeah, there you go. The sad reality of castles in central France, that at times they fall apart, but photographically speaking, they're pretty darn nice. As I said, just put your imagination to use. Imagine that with the dawn light. This is an east wall. That could look really, really nice. Even a summer sunset. Would it be summer sunset? No, it'd be a winter sunset actually, coming across this way and then side lighting the castle that way. So it looks as though there's any time really to do sunrise, but it's sunset in winter to do this place. But there you go. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go somewhere else. Not anything special, just another church, just for my own purposes. But I'm going to wrap it up because, as you can see, the weather is not great. Certainly started out with high hopes, but yeah, it's not great, folks. So there you go, an all too brief, I guess, look at the department of Cher in central France. I have done one or two before in this department, but more east of here. But in any case, you know, you can see when you start doing research, when you start really looking at a place, at a county, department, region, that there's more to it than meets the eye. There's more to it than the regular touristic hotspots. About 20 miles down the road from here, there's the famous Abbey, the Abbey of Noirlac. Beautiful abbey, it really is beautiful. I went there a long time ago. Definitely, if you're in the department of Cher and you're heading south through the department and you're passing, go in it and look if you've got the time and it's open. It is really beautiful in there. It's a really nice example. But there's other things like, for example, this castle behind me, this chateau here. It is not signposted to say that it's here. That's just how it is at times. There's things that you see and you think, well, is it or isn't it worth visiting? Can I not get to it? The Google map for this area, there just wasn't a street view in order to be able to really gauge whether or not I could get here. But sometimes you just take a chance. That's what the recce is all about. That's what getting out is about, getting mud on your feet. So I have mud on my feet from getting out the car. But there you go. That's what it is that you do. That's what you have to do when you're doing this a full-time job. You have to do research. My research for this place took approximately 3 to 4 hours yesterday, trying to find different places that I thought would be interesting, not just for me, but interesting to show you too. And because that's important to me as well. I don't want to show you just any old thing. I'd like to show you things a little bit interesting, if at all possible. But there you go, the department of Cher. There are more things than you might care to think in this department. Certainly the most famous place here is Bourges, which is with its UNESCO protected cathedral and historic centre. In any case, I'm rabbiting. Thanks so much, folks. It's really, really appreciated. Where am I going next week? I don't know, actually. I have really no idea where I'm going to go on either the weekend or next Tuesday, for example. We shall see. It just depends on the weather. In any case, you stay safe out there, all right? We're getting there. See you all again soon, sometime, somewhere in central France. Take it easy. Goodbye.